right, everybody. Welcome back to your Landman part of the pilot episode. This is our early week episode where we review the most current episode of Landman, and this week was a good one. Pert, what do you got for us on this week?
So on that, this week being a good one, I wrote down like midway through this episode, I wasn't even all the way through it, that for the past 3 weeks in a row, they've came out with an episode that became my new favorite of the season. So they've done a really good job building.
I would have to second that.
This episode didn't give me that. I mean, it was a good episode, don't get me wrong, but to me, it didn't top the last episode or the one before that.
My thing that I loved about the episode, and I'm kind of ruining the part that we do later on, we just got done asking for an episode where TL rides along with Tommy, and we immediately got that.
Yeah.
And I was so excited when we were setting that up, and it looked like it wasn't going to happen. I was like, well, crap, they teased it, and we didn't get it. And then we got it, and I was so excited about that.
If I remember correctly, we were talking about, like, maybe TL does something with Cooper, or TL takes Tommy's job. And then Neil was like, well, even if it's just TL hopping in the truck with Cooper or with Tommy, it was exactly that.
I literally, so when me and Haley were watching it, I was like, I asked for this on the podcast, so, and it happened. The other big thing that we asked for that happened, Rebecca runs into old buddy again, and turns out she may have a heart.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's a geologist, which makes a ton of sense why he would have been on that plane and all that stuff. He actually works for MTEX, I guess, which is crazy. But
yeah, and this is the only thing I agree more with Perk, Drew. This is the best episode to me. A lot of the stuff with Cooper and Tommy and Cammy on how all this is going to play out, we are now getting answers.
Yeah.
We know Cooper's getting his first check in 3 weeks. We know that deals went through. We know for sure that Cammy and Tommy are getting in bed with the cartel, essentially. He says money never crosses, but whatever. We also know Cammy is putting her foot down every chance she gets with Tommy, which is a red flag to me.
Yeah, and we get an answer. We get an answer at the end of the episode as to why, because apparently Tommy was like partners with Monty back in the day, and then he flamed out, and Monty just gave him a job as kind of a pity thing.
To be his landman.
Yeah, so she thinks that he's a failure, and she doesn't want to lose the thing that her husband built, which I totally get.
Yeah.
But, man, it's tough. And I really think that they're making Cammy out to be eventually a bad guy. Like, I don't know if they're setting up Tommy breaking off from her entirely and just starting something with Cooper or what they're doing. But I don't like it because I really like Demi Moore, and I don't want her to be a bad guy.
Yeah, it almost is like you said, they're making it out to be like she's some, she's going to end up being a bitch to Tommy throughout the show. And Galeno even warns Tommy of that. He's like, when the sharks start swirling, you're going to be the one she comes after. And I understand it. I think it has a lot to do with possibly Angela being why Tommy may have fizzled out, where the money was spent and everything like that. I think that may play a role.
He didn't. He admitted, though, he didn't do the right things he needed to at the time with the money, but also the crash in 08. If it doesn't crash in 08, then they're probably just so well off it's unbelievable. But, he got caught with his pants down.
You probably had to have the money to make it through that crash of 08. Monty did. Tommy did.
He didn't set it up the way he needed to. He lost it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And we for sure have Cooper getting married now, it looks like. And we end another episode with leaving him sitting in some other motherfucker's living room for the night, apparently.
Yeah, that was pretty good. The funny thing I thought about this show, as soon as it started, Tommy has issues. Like, we know Cooper has issues with dogs. Tommy has issues with radio talk shows.
Yes, I wrote that down.
We know you like it. Play the damn song.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I wanted to bring up, I feel like this is one of the better episodes of the season for Ariana. She was a little better this one.
Amen.
We saw the baby for the first time, I think, all season.
Yes.
LVO's grandmother is a good character. I really like her. I don't like that Ariana sent Cooper over there without giving him a heads up of what was going on.
Bitch is gonna bitch, man.
Yeah.
Bitch is gonna bitch.
That was funny, man. I
He
thought
was just like, just take the baby over there to his.
You wouldn't have thought that shit was funny if it was you.
No.
I'd have got home and be like, "You motherfucker!" Like, you know. But at the end of the day, would have brushed off and have been fine. You know.
I'd have went in there talking shit, but we ain't gonna get into that. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this episode was really. It had a ton of funny stuff that I wrote down, just like a lot of one-liners and stuff. Like I wrote down the radio host thing with Tommy. I wrote down the radio host saying it was a good week to be a stripper because of the event that's going on, the convention that's going on. I wrote down Dale whenever he's asked by Angela if that outfit offends him. He goes, "This feels like a trick." And then Ainsley walks in. He's like, "Dear God," and he's like, "I'm leaving." Yeah. And that was hilarious.
The whole Nate thing continues as well.
Nate gets called Neil, and then he gets called Neil when he acts like a Neil.
Yeah, and I took a little offense to that. I don't know what the fuck that means. But whatever.
Another good scene was with Rebecca and Nate when she said that like there was so much messed up that she was going to be reporting it to HR. The way he was talking to her, he's like, "I am HR, so noted." And she was like, "This is so messed up on so many levels."
Yeah, he was like, "I'm the head of HR. Your complaint's been filed. Thank you," because she said profanity.
Yeah, and she says that this is not how a company should be ran. This is something terrible. And Nate goes, "The 27-year-old who's never ran a company knows how a company should be ran."
Yeah. I one more thing I forgot to mention about Ariana that was a really redeemable thing for her was we finally found out where that money is and why she's working. It's because she put the money away for the child.
Yes,
and I admire that. I really do. Because in that situation, she's right. The kid lost a father for that money. So I understand her giving that to the kid.
Someone who gets to speak with a little bit of background knowledge on that, naturally, that is almost always how a settlement of that nature like rests. That's how it falls. Normally, Ariana gets a certain amount of money, and then the boy gets a certain amount of money, and like it's legalized. Because this actually something similar happened to me. I could not touch it without a lawyer or without a judge signing off on it. So that's actually normally how it goes. But she also would normally get something of her own as well, unless she chose to put it all for him.
Yeah, okay, but before we start calling her mother of the fucking century or anything, Perk, it's pretty easy to say, you know what, give the boy all the money when your slam piece of a few months goes out and goes 6 for 6 out of thin air on hitting whales. So
he did use some of her money for that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she doesn't get any of it. I'm just saying it's a little easier to be a better person when you know the checks are about to start coming in.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite things in the episode was when Tommy was talking on the phone with Cooper while he was driving about the whole ring situation. And then he slips up and tells him to call his mother.
Yes.
And he's like, "Oh my God, that's going to cost me $100,000.
Yeah. We did see another side. Like, it's not really another side because we've seen kind of who TL is, but he loses it on old buddy, and then he's out there in the parking. Or it's not really a parking deck; it's just like a loading bay, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And Tommy comes out there and he explains to him that the guy said something, and he was like, "Would you call her a whore? Did you call her a bitch? Whatever?" And he goes, "Because she was all those things." And then TL tells you what happened to Tommy's mother.
Yeah.
You already kind of thought it, but TL tells you that when they lost Tommy's little sister, it broke his mother.
Yeah.
And TL was always just trying to wait and hope that maybe one day that woman could come back. I know this, and I understand it because, no, not the same thing, but I have a pregnant wife, completely different person. So, like, imagine losing that child that she grew. I mean, I get it. It can mess people up.
Yeah, I get all that. On the whole Tommy TL stuff, though, first off, I could watch an hour of them just riding around in the truck. They had a really good laugh when he talked about him being the monkey on the dog's back. And certain dude, like, that shit was hilarious. but also just their back and forth, and even just in the hell, you got $100,000, and then Angela actually, this is the first time we've seen her be pretty smart on getting what she like. Instead of just pitching a fit, she was like, "Hold up, now you could see her clock it. I'll give Cooper this ring since his daddy said to call me." And I'll take my ass in the jet to Dallas, and I'll get a new ring if he's signing off on this money.
Yep.
So that was just a very small detail that I thought gave Angela's character honestly a little more intelligence than we're used to.
Yeah.
But just the small bits in that part was hilarious, and you already touched on them in the morning time in there with damn near nothing on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's hilarious! And every time Nate gets involved, he's not even trying to be funny. He's just funny.
Yeah. Another thing that I liked, I don't know if y'all saw it as this way, but I kind of did. When Rebecca goes to meet the scientist, I guess you would call him, which
Geologist.
is her geologist, which is her guy that we're getting into. That I feel like they tried to make him look more sophisticated by pulling Stella out of his cooler in the back of his truck rather than a Michelob. I thought that was weird and funny.
Yeah, I guess it's an Aussie thing. I don't know.
They probably honestly just got paid a bunch of money by Stella.
Well, they're made by the same company, but I mean, I do enjoy a nice Stella. I will say that.
Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll say this though with Rebecca's character, and I mean, she's been a very good actress in the entire series thus far, from what we've seen. But it was truly the happiest her character had seemed when they were talking about either he would take her to dinner or he would grill there or cook whatever, and she was like, "How are you going to cook me dinner out here?"
Yeah,
those little smiles and small little kisses in between. It was the most loose and genuinely happy her character has seemed for a season and a half, in my opinion.
Those two have some actual good chemistry.
I think so too. I mean, he had to grab her and be like, "Come here," because she wouldn't she doesn't know how to separate life and work, and he's trying to teach her that, I guess. And he makes a really good point where if her work is her life, then where else is she going to meet somebody?
Yeah, I think he's doing a pretty good job separating it.
Yeah,
or
I did see something funny on the Reddit. I've been pulling those up every episode. Really positive on this one as well. Somebody called the geologist Timu George Michael, and that made me that killed.
Oh my God!
He said that. I was like, dude, that's hilarious.
That is
but another thing I wanted to bring up was when Angela gets the call from Cooper about the ring, and Ainsley's talking about how much she hates him and he smells and is ugly and all this stuff.
Actually smells through the phone.
Yeah, and she says something. Ainsley says something about make sure it's actually a girl because no girl would want him. And then she's like, she has a baby, and she goes, "You can buy a baby in the Walmart parking lot." And I was like, "What?"
Do things different out in Dallas, I guess.
Yeah, and then Angela's explaining pheromones and how God doesn't want you to be incestual, so that's why you hate your brother. And then she goes, "So God wants me to hate him?"
Yeah. She also still had the balls to carry on and ask Cooper, "Are you sure she doesn't have a dick?"
Yeah.
She was like, "Don't say that about your brother." And she's like, "Are you sure she's a woman?" She still asked. So,
yeah,
their relationship's awesome with just I don't know how to say it, the ditziness of their conversations.
Yeah.
And the banter back and forth. I thoroughly enjoy. I think they're great characters in the show.
All right. Well, what were your favorite moments from the show? I know, Perk, you touched on it earlier a little bit, but what would y'all call your favorite?
My biggest laugh was the one that Neil brought up, the monkey on the back of a border collie. That was my biggest laugh of the episode. And it seemed to be one that a lot of people liked. A lot of people were talking about that one on the Reddit.
I'm going to branch out a little on this one. The Tommy TL part I love. It seems that Cooper's going to get out of this mess and still make good money. Maybe not near what it would have been worth if he would have done it the right way. We ended the episode knowing for sure that Cammy, Tommy, and Galeno are going to be in business together.
Yeah.
So we could touch all those things, but with me branching out, it's going to be Rebecca and old buddy, because this relationship and her putting him over this offshore rig, because that's what it looks like we're headed towards, is this just daisies and rainbows? If they hit it off and accomplish a lot of shit for the company together, or are they the two that kind of save it behind the scenes, or does this go terribly wrong and she blows up and they get in a pissing contest and he's over something that she made the decision on? I think that's our biggest question going forward. So to me, that's going to be really big going forward.
Yeah. My favorite part was actually when Tommy and TL got to the horse show, I guess is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And you get just the whole scene kind of plays out with TL. He's beating the shit out of a dude that's 20 years younger than him, maybe even more.
I think he did more drugs though.
Yeah, most definitely. But then like throughout that scene was really good. And then I really enjoyed getting to learn why TL has always, like, he's kind of had the side-eyed view to everything Tommy says about his mother. And that put it into perspective for me a lot, knowing that it really messed his mother up. And that it wasn't TL was just like holding on to like, yeah, she was really nice when we were back in high school and then she had kids and she what? No, even before or even after she had Tommy, it just ruined his wife after they lost the kid. And TL was just holding on to some hope that maybe that woman came back. So that explained a lot for me because I knew I had picked up on TL just kind of side eyeing some of the comments that Tommy or anybody would have to say about Tommy's mom.
Yeah, one quote from TL right before the fight happens. He says, "Nash, I doubt we talked this much when we worked together. No point in doing it now."
Yeah, yeah, and he said you were always a dick. So
Yeah, and then I know we kind of said that this episode's one of the better ones, if not the best one of the season. I did have one thing to complain about, and it's really just the writing of the character. It's not. It's I don't know how to put it, but the way Cammy folds to Galeno every time he presents something to her, it's like she really is not one of the sharks, and she just believes him at face value that she's getting a good deal, even if she's not. And I don't speak the language. I don't know if she's getting a good deal, but Tommy sure doesn't think so. But she trusts Galeno, a guy she doesn't know, a guy that's a cartel guy, versus this guy that her husband trusted with his life.
Because he looks successful.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that has a large role in it. And like to your point, Tommy and Galeno were talking and negotiating back and forth. And she said something, and Tommy's like, "Well, hold on now. We're not done negotiating." And she says, "Yes, we are."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and look, I don't even think, like, by the end deal, when they got to 60-40, I think it's a deal Tommy would have taken. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I'm sure he wanted to come back at 55-45.
Yeah.
Just to try and see. But I don't even think it had to do with percentages. And we're defending Cammy a little bit, saying, it's character and all that. She knows what Galeno does for his money. Tommy pulled her in private and it's like, look, this motherfucker will kill you in a dark alley. Like, they are the cartel. She knows the deal.
Mm-hmm.
She's to the point she doesn't give a shit, fellas. That's where we're at with this. She knows what he is. She's back against the wall, no hope of pulling this out.
Yeah.
She's shooting timeline 3-pointers right now, just hoping to bank one in. That's where we're at.
I just think she's desperate right now.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Scared. Yeah.
Now, if they get back going well, I believe she has it in her to completely double cross this dude.
Yeah.
But then again, they may do that to Tommy, or the way we ended the episode, Galeno and Tommy may fuck her out. She may be the middleman that gets cut in this. That is possible.
Because you can definitely see that Galeno has a lot of respect for Tommy.
Well, he knows Tommy knows his shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I do kind of believe him when he says that he's getting into the oil game more heavily because of the fact of it's very much less like danger involved and like it's not as risky.
Yeah.
Versus his other profession, but like at the same time, man, you got to drop the other thing altogether for me to trust you, brother.
Yeah, and Tommy tells him go to Dubai and look at what that looks like over there. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Guys like that are that deep in something, a dog that likes killing chickens, you can't make them stop killing chickens. It's just what they do. Even if it's in a hotel room and that chicken touches you first, you can't kill that chicken. And if you don't get that, that's one of the greatest Ron White references of all time.
Oh, that's a good one. What about that chicken? Can I have that chicken?
No. Nope.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the Landman recap. Unless y'all got something else on that.
No, good episode. I think we covered it.
All right. Well, let's get into the wheel spin. I just want to say thank y'all for the comments. Showing the appreciation to the show. We really appreciate it. This is clearly the most we have had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've got a lot. We've also got a lot of new subscribers. So I want to take this second to tell y'all thank you guys as well. We really appreciate you watching, getting a lot of new viewers. It's great, man. We really are. We enjoy doing this. And so it's been a lot of fun, and seeing that the work we've put in is starting to pay off. It's awesome. I'm glad people are watching, and we appreciate all these suggestions. We'll never get to everyone on this list right here,
but we'll try our damnedest.
Exactly. So, I know some y'all read some of the comments, and Perk's got all the names wrote down, so we'll have the person who did this. Do y'all have one you're really hoping for here?
Boy, 8 seconds, 300. I mean, I'm just hitting a couple.
There's
top
a lot
ones.
of really good ones on this. All three of our number one movies of all time is on this list.
Yep.
So
I don't see the Lord of the Rings.
It's on there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's. If it's not, it should be.
No Country for Old Men's on here. Oh, I see the Lord of the Rings. I just can't even scroll. Yeah, I see it now. Like, there's a ton of good ones, man. I mean, a ton of good ones. Lost Boys is on here.
Spaceballs is on there. I don't know how y'all feel about Spaceballs, but
Blazing Saddles is on here.
Mm-hmm. This is a heck of a list.
Yep. All right. Well, let's get this thing rolling. We'll get a little shuffle here. Let's shuffle. All right. What'd you say, Neil?
DJ, spin that shit. I just love feeling like Eminem off 8 Mile. We should get 8 Mile on this list.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
What better time to do it, though? Like, in all seriousness, what better time to do this review?
Do we get a mulligan? Damn it.
That was from Michael Allen on TikTok.
Well, thank you, Michael. We sure do appreciate you listening.
My mother's going to have to tune into this one. She loves this movie.
I don't know if she's going to love my review.
Don't tell her to watch this one.
Yeah.
This movie made my honorable mention for Christmas movies.
I got to watch Polar Express now.
Yeah.
We got to get some in here we're not going to feel as highly about to build some credibility and show we can also hate on movies, okay?
Okay.
Don't you worry. It's coming.
All right. Well, this video, I know we're gonna have a little bit of a schedule possibility shakeup this week due to it being the week of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to try to remain on a normal schedule. Have Fallout coming out Thursday morning for you, and hopefully this will be out Friday morning as well.
My question is, do we swap those and have Polar Express come out on Christmas?
It's possible. We'll reconvene on that, and we'll discuss that off air. But you guys definitely look out. Coming in the later week, we're gonna have some episodes coming out. The Polar Express, we got Fallout, and then also I do want to go ahead and share a little insight. I have not talked to the guys about it, so I don't know if they are going to want to do it, and that's fine if they don't. But if nothing else, I will be doing a solo episode going forward every week for the Copenhagen Effect. It's a new TV show coming out. It looks to be awesome. So I would check it out, and I'm going to give you guys some reviews on that as well. And if they want to join me, great. If not, hey, I can handle it.
I haven't checked out the release schedule on that, so I don't know when they're coming out. But
The 27th comes out Friday.
Okay, but I am interested in that show, so I believe I'll be watching it. Is that not Saturday, the 27th?
I think it is Saturday. Yeah. But all right, Neil, what do you got for the people?
We'll see you.